Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Rye and this is Rye's Reading Corner. And today we are doing a massive book haul. Ready? Say boo. Boo. Hello, I'm Rye and this is Rye's Reading Corner. If this is the first time you are seeing my face or if you have not yet hit that subscribe button, please do so. It's super easy and it really helps my channel grow. So as you can tell from my little intro and from my thumbnail, I have a massive book haul. I have been putting off filming this because I knew this was going to make a mess in my room and all my bookshelves are in my bedroom. So I literally have stacks of books. You can kind of see them. I just could not hide them anywhere, so they're gonna be in frame. But first, I do want to say how we're kind of gonna run this down. So usually I break it up by genre, but today I'm just gonna break it up by YA, adult, middle grade, and second store book buys. The reason I'm not gonna break it up is because there's just so many of them. Break up like by genre, so I'm just gonna do it by like YA, adult, and all of that. Okay, so first, before I go into all of my different books, I first want to show you 3 books that I got from SecondSale. So I've been very honored to be working with SecondSale, and it is an online used bookstore. And I love to have the opportunity to work with small businesses that are independently owned because I don't have tons where I live. So when they reached out to me that if they would send, you know, I could pick out as many books I wanted to for $20, I was like, sure. And I couldn't believe how many amazing big name books that they had on there. And I must say they all came in great shape. So I will be posting down the information for their website down below. Please go check them out. Support a small business and get second used books that look amazing. And I also have some discount information, and all that information is going to be linked down below. So please go check them out. So my first 3 books are from them. So I had $20 to spend, and the first book I got is a book from my favorite series that I actually had lent out this book to someone and never got it returned, and this is The Program by Suzanne Young. So if you have been around my channel for some time, you know I get any opportunity to talk about the Program series, I do. This is like a book about an epidemic happens where kids are committing suicide, and they come up with this program to pretty much erase memories of the people, like any bad memories, to try and hope to save these kids. But you know that people don't like that and they don't want their memories erased, so we have some issues. And this is a 6-book series. I have a little helper now, so I definitely had to pick this one up when I saw it on their website. Okay, so the second book that I got from SecondSale is wanting to read for quite some time, and this is The Library of the Unwritten by A.J. Hackworth. So as you can see, this book is in great shape. I don't know much too about this, that I know it's fantasy and has to do with like type of libraries. Yeah, that's all I know. This is a book that I've been wanting to read for a long time, so when I saw it on there for a great price, I was jumping on that really fast. Okay, so my last book I got from SecondSale was a book that I've had my eye on for quite some time. I just haven't picked it up yet, and it is The Diviners by Libba Bray. So this is a chunky of a book, and I only paid $12 for that, and I'm super excited because I was afraid that I wasn't going to really like this book, so the fact that I could get it for $12 used and in a great condition, like, you can't beat that. I don't really know much about this. All I know is something in place in New York City, maybe the 20s, and something about a serial killer. I'm really excited. I think this will give me some great spooky vibes. So like I said, I got all of these 3 books for $20. Please go check out SecondSale. It is a great company, and why won't you want to get some books that are in great condition for a cheaper price? So definitely go check them out. All right, so now on to the rest of my book haul. So I think I'm going to start first with my YAs because that is my biggest haul that I have. So again, I will timestamp down below all the different categories that I've kind of broken these books up into. I'm going to try and not go into too much information. A reason being, I don't want this video to be 40 minutes long, and plus a lot of them I have actually already read and maybe are in a haul, and I will tag those videos down below or up above for where I talk more about my thoughts and opinions on those books. So my first book that I have hauled that is a YA is Toil and Trouble, and this is a collection of short stories by Jessica Spotswood and Tess Sharpie, or Sharpie maybe has edited this. This is just a collection of different type of stories about women that have been accused of witchcraft, and yeah, it's just a bunch of different short stories. I'm really excited about this. I'm really hoping to get to it this spooky season. The cover is really pretty. So yeah, so this is like again, the synopsis kind of gives you a little bit summary of all the different stories in here, but there is so many different, there's 15 of them. I feel like it's really hard to say what like each story is about, but pretty much just about a woman who have been accused of witchcraft over the course of history. So I'm super excited to dive into this. And I must say, a lot of these books are spooky books because it's kind of the mood that I'm in currently. So you'll kind of see a pattern here. So my next one is As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. This is the third and the last one of the trilogy of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This is starring Pip, and she, for her high school project, is investigating a murder that has already cases been closed. They already have accused a person of killing him or killing her, and but she doesn't believe that he is the actual killer. So she is trying to investigate that, and so this series follows kind of loosely that storyline. It comes back to it, but this is the third one, the last one in the trilogy. It is a chunker, but this cover is really cool. It's like a duct tape and it fits the story super well. So I definitely I picked this up the day it released and read it like that day as well. So I started it that day. All right, the next one, I was part of a buy one get one 50% off at Barnes & Noble, and this is Squad, and it's Anyone Who Would Kill to Belong. This is a graphic novel. My store actually had this prior to release date, which was really cool, and they already had it in this deal. So pretty much it's about a girl who moves to a school, and a new school, and she's trying to fit in, and she fits in kind of where these popular girls kind of overtake her kind of into their group. But pretty much it's about girls that kill men who are jerks and are not good human beings. And so they're definitely a squad here. I love it. This book was so good, and it was a really fun read. And the graphic novel, like the pictures are beautiful, and it also is queer. Oh, and I had a bookmark in here. I did not even know. So definitely this was a good quick read. I read it for Jade Raid Reads 24-hour readathon. So next one is a gift from a Facebook group that I am in, and it is from Jasmine. So thank you, Jasmine. And this is All You Twisted Secrets by Diana Urban. And I think this is like a Breakfast Club type thriller. I think it is similar. People have described it as similar as to Where Is My Book? One of Us Is Next. Maybe that's the one it is. But it's One of Us Is Lying. One of Us Is Lying. One of Us Is Next is the sequel. But yeah, I think it's like a mystery and with a bunch of high school kids that kind of all fit into a different type of like stereotypes. So yeah, I'm excited. I think the cover is really cool and kind of spooky feeling. So again, thank you, Jasmine, so much for that book. So the next one I hauled, I bought right after I finished the first one of this series, and this is Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. This cover is just absolutely gorgeous, just like the first one was gorgeous as well, and it has beautiful end papers, way shorter than the first book of the series, so I'm excited for this one. I don't know anything really about it. I don't really want to know about it, but I feel like a lot of people know this series. I just was super late to the game, so I'm excited to be diving into this one hopefully by the end of the year. All right, so the next book I hauled was actually a book that I originally listened to as an audio, which I know, who am I, but I loved it so much that I had to pick it up, and this is She Drives Me Crazy by Kelly Quinlan. This is a queer romance sapphic about two girls who are kind of complete opposites. We have a really big basketball player, and we have like the main cheerleader of the team, and they have some fake dating that leads to actual romance. And this was so cute, and the audio is really done well, and I super enjoyed it, and I had to go and pick this up as soon as I could because, for one, I love the cover, and two, the story was absolutely fabulous. All right, the next book I hauled, it is a YA. It is actually another gift, and this is Witches Steeped in Gold by Sienna Smart. And this is from that Facebook group. Again, I'm on Facebook, and this is from Erica. So thank you so much, Erica. I don't know anything about this, but I'm super excited. I know it's some fantasy with some witchcraft, and that's all I need to know. And this cover is just absolutely gorgeous, and it is a chunker, but I'm excited. Anything with witchcraft is right up my alley, so super excited for this one. All right, the next one is maybe one of the prettiest covers of 2021, and this is Tiffany D. Jackson's new book, White Smoke. This is a horror thriller story where a girl is moved to a new house with her family, and the house has a lot of secrets, and it is haunted, and it is some spooky shit in this book. It scared me reading this one, and the cover is just so pretty. So White Smoke, Tiffany Jackson. I really liked it, so I am a fan of Tiffany G. Jackson's writing, so I may be a little biased. All right, the next one I hauled is The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I actually bought this one at the same time, the Hawthorne Legacy. There was a sale on Amazon recently. It was like buy three for the price of two. So, you know, why not just buy both of them? Even though I don't know if I'm even gonna like this, I bought the sequel as already. So, you know, here we go. I think they look really pretty. I don't like that this is now gonna be a different type, you know, paperback, hardback, but we're gonna go with it. I really don't know. I just know this is about an inheritance, and it's kind of like a mystery, I think. I know that's what I'm going into when thinking of it, and I am excited. Hopefully I'll like this one so I can read this one, since I just, you know, purchased it without even knowing if I was gonna like the first one. All right, the next one is The Girls Are Never Gone by Sarah Glenn Marsh. I did not know about this book until I was at Barnes & Noble one day, and it is like a horror thriller, and I'm pretty sure it's sapphic, so like sign me up. That's all I know about it. I do not like knowing much about my thriller horror books, so I don't want to know anything else, but I think this cover is super spooky, and I'm really excited to dive into more queer thriller horror. All right, my next YA is The Witch Haven by Sasha Payton Smith. This is a historical fantasy that takes place, I believe, I'm trying to remember, is it the 1930s? Okay, whoa, way off. 1911, New York City. Don't even know what I'm talking about. And we have our main character. Her name is Frances, and her brother has really randomly was murdered, disappeared, came up dead. She doesn't know what's going on, so her family has pretty much been broken apart since this has happened. Something occurs, and she finds herself at a witch school, and she had not known she had magic powers. And this book was really fun. It started off really strong for me, kind of fell apart at the end, but it was, I think, a great debut novel, and I'm really excited to see what else Sasha Payton Smith has to write in the future. All right, following on that witchy trend, I have A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. This is like a dark academic novel with witches and sapphic. There is this boarding school that has this folklore or this myth that there was these 5 witches of Delaware 5, and they had committed like what's the word I'm looking for, a offering like thing. I don't know why I'm struggling the word that I'm thinking of, but after they murdered a girl for this like offering, sacrifice, that's the word. It's been a long day. Each one of them ends up like dying, and so we have our main character had suffered a major event, left during her senior year, is now back again, and she was always really into finding out about these witches. And there's also now this other girl that has arrived at her school, and she is a writer, and she is a writer that likes to do the things that she's writing about. And yeah, this book was spooky, you know, really atmospheric. So yeah, sapphic witchcraft, like how much more can you get? All right, the next one is None Shall Sleep by Ellie Marney. I don't know much about this. It just was a buy one, get one 50% off, and it looked spooky. It's like an 1980s thriller about these 2 teenagers survived like a serial killer, and then Quantico, like the FBI, takes them in to like work with them, but with serial killers. I don't know. It sounded really interesting, and I thought the cover was kind of creepy. So like I said, I'm really in the thriller mood and horror mood, so I decided to kind of just pick that one up. All right, so my next one, I actually have a vlog where I bought this. I went on like a shopping trip, and this is the Mary Shelley Club by Goldie Moldavisky. I know this is something about like a club rules, and there's like this club and like at a prep school, and that's all I know. I've heard really good things about this from Cami and Naomi, who have both read this book and loved it, and have like really have nothing but great things to say about it. So when I was at Target and I saw this book, I figured I would pick it up because I trust their bookish opinion. So I'm really excited to get into that one. All right, so my next one is a book that when Barnes & Noble had their huge sale, it was like 50% off, and this is Better Together by Christina Ricco. So what really stood out to me with this one is I was a dancer. I'm classically trained in ballet, and this has ballet stuff on it. So something about like aspiring stand-up comic, has some anxiety, and there's another girl who's a ballerina from New Jersey, and they're like sisters, are separated at a young age, and then they reunite after like a decade. So they're separated, and it sounds really interesting. The cover I think is really cool, and this was a Barnes and Noble exclusive, and look at the inside cover. So I honestly don't know too much about it, but I am really excited to dive into this one. Okay, so my last YA one is Kingdom of the Curse by Carrie Montecalvo. This is the sequel to Kingdom of the Wicked, which is a witchy story with the princes of hell. It was an okay book for me. I did enjoy it. But there was like so much tension, like sexual tension, and it was a YA, but now this one I believe is more of a new adult. So I'm super excited for that, and just this cover is absolutely gorgeous. I'm excited to see where this story takes place. The inside cover is so pretty as well. And yeah, I'm really excited to see as they journey to hell what happens and the romance that blooms between them, because the romance I feel like is going to be immaculate. I'm hoping so, at least. Okay, so my last YA I literally know nothing about, but I found this at my local Barnes & Noble, and it is a signed edition because the author is local to where I live, and this is Dangerous Play by Emma Kress. First of all, this cover, these girls look such badass. Like I said, this is a signed edition, which I'm super excited about. It came with like this little like card as well about the book and about the author as well. So this is about our girl Zoe, who her goal is to win the state field hockey championship and earn a scholarship that will get her out of the place that she lives, and they have a team, and then the girl, Zoe, is sexually assaulted, and so her new goal now is to make sure no girls ever feel unsafe. And so they try to take justice into their own hands, but as well as win the team. So sounds interesting, and like I said, I think this cover looked amazing, and it was a signed edition, first copy, so I had to pick it up. Alright, so now we're going to move on to my adult books that I have gotten recently, and the first one is Night of the Mannequins by Stephen Graham Jones. I don't actually know if this is adult. It might not be. I don't know. But it's pretty much about a group of teenagers, so maybe it is YA, I don't know. But it's a group of teenagers who like are at the end of summer, and they have found this mannequin, and they do a joke, and then people start getting murdered. So it's like a slasher. It's a novella. It's super quick and easy read. Very strange, I must say. Very, very strange. Alright, the next one is definitely a YA book, and this is Peter Swanson's The Kind Worth Killing. This was part of a BOGO at Barnes & Noble. Buy one, get one 50% off at Barnes & Noble. I've been wanting to read this book. There is Peter Swanson is an author that I'm not sure how I feel about yet. I really liked his what is the word I'm looking for? The murder one. Well, they're all murder thrillers. Wow. Whew. Moment there. It's the one where it's 8 Perfect Murders. Yeah, 8 Perfect Murders. And then his newest book I didn't love. I gave it a 3 stars. So I'm really excited to read this one. I know Gabby from Gabby Reads loves this one, so I'm excited. It's about people that find themselves on a plane and then they end up killing people. So I don't know, sounds interesting. All right, so the next one I've got is Desperate Measures by Katie Robert, and this is a like erotic fantasy story, and they're like retellings of like Disney's, and this one is Aladdin, and I'm really excited. Becca from Becca and the Books has read these, and I want something a little saucy, so here we go. Am I gonna like it? I have no idea, but I'm super excited to read that one. So I will hopefully read this by the end of the year, so you can take a look at one of my monthly wrap-ups, and I will let you know how it is. So the next one, I'm super excited about it. That is The Charm Offense by Allison Kachran, and this is a bachelor type book, but it ends up turning where the main guy falls in love with one of the producers on the show. Super excited for this one. I think it's gonna be really cute, so all about that. The next one I want to haul is Witch Please by Anna Aguirre. This is a rom-com with a witch as our main character, and that's all I really know. The ratings on this aren't so great, but I've been wanting, every time I go to Barnes & Noble, I'm like, I want to pick this up, but I'm just going to do it and get an opinion on my own, and I've been really into these witchy rom-coms, so I'm hoping this one is pretty decent. I'm looking for decent at this point. The next one is a big surprise that I loved, and this is If the Shoe Fits by Julie Murphy. This is another Bachelor-esque story, and this is a Cinderella retelling, but it's not your typical Cinderella retelling. The stepsisters and the stepmother aren't evil. This is such a fun story. She is a plus size main character, which I adored, and she goes on the show, and this is such a good book. If you were hesitant because it's a retelling, I was too. Still do this because it is such a good story. All right, the next one I've hauled is The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. This was a book of the month book, so I feel like a lot of people know about this book right now. Again, this is a witchy rom-com. We have our main girl. She had her boyfriend when they were 19, broke up. And then she, you know, not meaning to, puts a hex on her ex, and it goes from there. It is a romance, and it was absolutely perfection. The next one is another rom-com. This is a queer witchy rom-com, and this is Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper. I don't know anything else besides that it is queer, and that's all I need to know. And this cover is absolutely gorgeous, and it's witchcraft, so bonus points for that. My next one is The Inheritance of Cordelia Divana. And this is by Zorada Cordova. I'm so sorry I butchered this one, but this is a, something happens and they're like, the matriarch, I think, passes away maybe. And then after that, they start getting like magical powers. So I've again heard great things about this one. So I picked up at Barnes & Noble and I'm super excited for it. And the cover is just absolutely gorgeous, but it's like really glossy. So it's picking up the ring light super bad. All right, so the next one I picked is Crackle by Rachel Harrison. And then look how beautiful this cover is. And it says it's good to be wicked. And again, I don't know anything about this, just that I know that it is witchy. That's all I need to know, and I love this cover. I've had a lot of cover buys. I've been very stressed the past couple months, as you can tell. The next one is Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune, and this is about, I'm pretty sure it has a lot, people said this is a lot to do with grief, and it's not as like lighthearted as Under the Whispering Door, on The House of the Cerulean Sea, which it did have serious topics, but it's kind of lighthearted in ways. This one I've heard is a lot more darker. It has to do with a ghost and like dying, and yeah, the cover is absolutely gorgeous. I'm really excited to read another book by TJ Klune. All right, and my next one is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik, and this is a dark academic, oh my God, I never can say that, dark academia book, and I feel like I'm behind the 8 ball on this one, but I'm super excited to dive into this one, and that's, yeah, I'm super excited. I've really gotten into kind of dark academia books lately, so I'm hoping I like this one as well. All right, so the next ones I'm going to do are my middle grade books. I've been stocking up on middle grade books because Believe-a-thon, that's hosted by Gavin, is starting in November, and I'm so excited to read all the middle grade books. I've really been into middle grade lately, so I'm excited to get into these ones. So the first one is Map of Stories. This is Anna James. This is the third book, I think it's the third one, of Pages & Co. And this is a fun, really fun series about these kids, and there's really a bunch of people that can book wander, and they can go into your favorite stories, and it's just every reader's dream. So this is a really cute one. I'm super excited to continue on the series, and a new book just came out, I want to say this past month, so can't wait to get to that one. The next one is A Pinch of Magic, and again, this was a buy one get one 50% off. I don't know anything about it. I just saw magic and there's like a school maybe, and that's all I need to know, and it's middle grade. It is a chunky middle grade, but I'm feeling it will go by really fast. So it's something about like curses, adventures, magic, so it had a lot of my buzzwords, so I'm really excited to get into that one. The next one is The Strangers, and this is by Margaret Peterson. I don't really know anything about this, but I think it's something to do with like an alternate world, and I thought this cover was really trippy, and the cover kind of reminded me of like Stranger Things a little bit, so I'm excited to get into this one. I'm hoping to get to this one during Believe-a-thon, and I'm going super fast, and I apologize. The next one is another buy one get one 50% off, and this is Ghost Squad by Clarabelle A. Ortega, and I don't really know. I think this has to do about Halloween time, and they have to like join forces with like a witch and something with ghosts, and I'm super excited. I'm hoping to get to this one sometime this month. It's really short, so I feel like be able to. All right, so my next one are books that I've got from used bookstores that are local to me, and the first one is a book I've already read, but I found it in a hardcover, and it's Kristen Hanna's The Great Alone. This is one of my favorite books of all time. Look at the end paper. I'm so excited. I could not believe I found this hardcover in like perfect shape, and it was only $8, so had to snag that one up. Then a middle grade I picked up at a used bookstore, and is Root Magic by Eden Royce. I don't know too much about this. I just know that Gavin really liked this book, I believe, and the cover was like this really pretty lime green. So I'm super excited to dive into this one. The next one I did get at a little free library, and this is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have been hesitant to read this one because music and books are not my favorite thing, but I really want to read more of Taylor Jenkins Reid, so I figured it was free, so why not? If I don't like it, it's okay. I can gift it to someone else that hopefully will love it as well. All right, the next one that I got from a used bookstore just this weekend, it's like brand new, a book I've been wanting to read for so long, and this is Know My Name by Chanel Miller. This is a memoir about the woman Chanel with the trial of the sexual assault that happened to her, and she is taking back her name. This is going to be such an emotional story, but I've been wanting to read this for so long, so I'm super excited. All right, in my last category, we're almost done. If you've stayed this long, you are amazing. I love you. So these are all of my books that I've gotten in book boxes, so pretty much book of the month, or also I am a rep for Unplugged Book Box, so a couple of these books are from there. So the first one is Everything We Don't Say by Nicola Bart. This is a thriller I got recently from Book of the Month. I don't know anything much about it, but I believe it's more of like a domestic thriller, I think. So yeah, I'm excited to dive into this one. The next one is by Lisa Jewell, and this is The Night She Disappeared. I do like Lisa Jewell. I've read quite a bit of her books. This is more of a domestic thriller, I believe, which domestic thrillers are either usually a hit or miss for me. So I am a little nervous going into this new book for her, but I'm hoping I love it, just like I've loved her other ones as well. The next one is probably my one that I'm most hyped about, that I cannot wait to read. I've heard literally nothing but great things about this one, that it's living up to the hype, and that is The Love Hypothesis by Ellie Hazelwood. This is a romance story, and it's like science-y, and that's all I need to know, and everyone's saying that this book is perfection, and I'm hoping to get to this right at the beginning of November. And these last two ones are from Unplugged Book Box. So for, I think it was September, or maybe August, it was She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. They did do their first exclusive cover. So this is the exclusive cover that they did. And then they also gave us the one for the original cover too, so which is really cool. I thought that they gave us both of the dust jackets. This is a fantasy, and I believe it's queer. But yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about this one as well, so I'm excited to get into this one. And my last book is the newest one. I just unboxed this on my video. Go check it out, or on my channel. And this is The Summons by J.P. Smith. This is a thriller about a girl who had lost someone in 9/11, and now she grasps on people's pain during 9/11 and does like medium readings, and things start becoming true. Seems really dark and spooky, and I love this cover. So this is a lot of books. If you stayed this far, please put a pumpkin emoji down in the comments below. You are amazing. Let me know what are some of the books that you have hauled recently. If you've read any of these books, let me know what I should prioritize. So if you want to take this crazy journey with me, please make sure you press that subscribe button. If you never want to miss any of my content, make sure you hit that bell. If you want to be my friend on any of my other social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, or Twitter, all that information is linked down below. So stay kind, loves, and I'll see you next time. Bye!